with the amount of shenanigans in V26, period, this is going to be one heck of an adventure.
V26, everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite benevolent and trollish randomizer. Oh, and we are off with a piece of heart right in the beginning in Link's house. Oh, epicYoshi going for the save and quit, making sure to check the sanctuary as well. An interesting strategy to pull off because it does confirm at least one item in the escape sequence. Oh my goodness, gloves. And it's the glove! Wow. That is... Oof, we are already going for one heck of a race. That is a very hot thing to find. That opens up Death Mountain, that opens up the back of escape sequence with some bombs. I don't know why epicYoshi's going in there without bombs, but maybe they're hoping to farm some off of the rats. Not a bad strategy, per se. Oh, they just realized it, I see. Oh, and we got the shovel. I actually accidentally missed what we were finding in the uncle's house, or uncle's area. Oh, I didn't catch it yet because KiAliens didn't hit it, and it is another heart piece. So at least we have a glove in one area, a fetch quest in the other. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, commentating with you.
Fetch quest already, I love it.
Absolutely.
What do you want to see today, Glentai?
You know, as much as I love to see a good troll, I want to see a multiple chain fetch quest turn into a progression item that makes AGA 1 not required. I want to give it at least a little bit of benevolence after the shenanigans I had witnessed recently.
I always love a good pedestal seed.
Oh, pedestal seed would be good. If we could... Oh, pedestal seed from a fetch quest?
Give the people what they want, yes.
Oh, pedestal seed from a fetch quest, I myself would be absolutely okay with that life.
The bush crab with 8 bombs dropping.
Ooh.
Dropping way too many.
Oh, wow. That is like the heaviest mixtape I have seen all day.
Red boomerang on the ledge, so no AGA 1 yet.
Yep, no confirmation on that yet. However, as I saw with the last race, it is entirely possible that we are in for one heck of a ride for an Aghanim required seed. Also, if I'm correct, I saw that was Tower of Hera had a pendant, and we had, or sorry, Tower of Hera had a crystal. There was a pendant at, what, desert, was it? No, not desert, eastern. There's a piece of heart over in the forest, where the mushroom is, and we have something over on the Thieves' Hideout.
It was just a bomb upgrade.
Ah, I see.
Love the custom sprites. We've got Boo from the Super Mario franchise.
Oh, absolutely.
And what's the other one?
It's considered Cat Boo. It's basically Boo if it were a cat.
So many custom sprites in this game, I don't even know them all. And I hear we're getting more very soon.
Oh, yes. Make sure to give any of our sprite artists a heck of a lot of credit. That is a lot of painstaking effort to make all sorts of amazing sprites for your entertainment in a randomizer. The Moon Pearl.
Moon Pearl.
Yo, that is excellent finds.
We are 2/3 of the way to having Dark World access.
And we have the Swagnet.
We just need the single arrow and we will have this run validated quick.
Ooh, that would be a super easy validation.
So interesting, these runners almost in sync this whole time. After 4 minutes even. Usually so many route diversions even early on.
Oh, absolutely. Especially at this point. Some people even go to the other sides of Kakariko before actually heading over to this cave. Or even to the Thieves area. It also depends, of course, on what they find. If they have a lot of money, they might go elsewhere. Speaking of a lot of money, 600 rupees right off the bat. That is one heck of a Zora King lure if I've seen one.
But more importantly than the 600 rupees, we actually got the single arrow that I was just talking about.
Hey, there we go. And with 5 arrows, they now have more than enough to fight Ganon. Totally. Swordless and bowless with just the swag net. There we are, over in there without the wall chicken. We have another heart piece, a very healthy seed this round.
I also believe they're only one piece of heart away from grabbing another one, unless I missed them picking it up. Actually,
you are pretty great. I do think that is the case. Oh wow, the fire rod. Nice. Now that we have the Rod of Mixtapes, that definitely opens up a lot of possibilities, even if they were going to stay in the light world. Because that also means worrying about Tarahara is no problem. Interesting though, epicYoshi deciding to forego the remaining 2 possible items, well, intel at this point, in Kakariko, which would have been the race and the library, just to hit up the escape sequence. Not a bad play, because that doesn't necessarily always end up being something fruitful when you go down there. And in the case of the library, yep, we were right. Or, epicYoshi was right. Oh, and the back of escape, we have the hammer!
The hammer and a bottle, so Sick Kid is available, but we could be headed to the Dark World very soon.
Wow. Oh, KiAliens actually making a very, very interesting decision to head over to the Haunted Grove to see if the shovel spot has anything of value. But as we know, they should definitely be hitting up the escape sequence very soon to be able to benefit from all of that pickup. Oh, 50 rupees, not as worth.
Yeah, this could be bad for KiAliens. Like you said, all the rupees could be pointing to Zora. We could be seeing a Zora check. We could, with the Moon Pearl, he could be fake flippering up to the waterfall too.
Well, that's very true. And right off the bat, epicYoshi is going to make sure to get as much intel as well as items as possible by hitting up the Village of Outcasts, possibly even diving into either Skull Woods or Stevestown. Both of those are technically open. Okay, so 5 is the Crystal at Hera, and it is Blue Pendant at Palace of Darkness. Or, sorry, Blue Pendant at Eastern Palace. Oh, interesting. Sarashula being one of the immediate plays. Also, not a bad early routing decision. Unfortunately, it doesn't pan out as much as we want. Oh, and here we are. 6 is Misery Mire. Palace of Darkness and Swamp are the other pendants, where Palace of Darkness is Green Pendant.
Palace of Darkness and Eastern are both pendants. We may not see the bow for quite a while.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Because most of this does mean that the bow is not necessarily locked out until Ganon's Tower. Oh no. That is a little terrifying. On the other hand, that does make that a little less stressful in some ways. In other ways, it would be nice to get the bow, especially if you get silver. Oh! Dude, the flute is around. Or the flute is here, rather.
And Ether Medallion, so both items found in Skullwoods already. Skullwoods paying off yet again. Version 26 striking.
That is fantastic. And are we going to see a Mothula fight without a sword? 5 hearts green mail? Are we gonna see some magic? Because that would be some magic. And technically with that blue potion, that would also make it entirely possible to defeat Mothula. Nope. It was just an immediate check. Understandable and fair at this point. They did end up picking up the 2 items before having to go in there to defeat Mothula. Or rather, should I say, the 2 items that are in the dungeon, and everything else is either a dungeon item or, say, a key. Also, we just saw Bumper Cave not having much of value.
No value to Bumper Cave. The Cape Dream is dead. Unless we need a Spike Cave check, maybe.
Ooh, that would be a possibility. Oh, and Fisher Price, my first shield, has been found.
epicYoshi not wasting any time in Village of Outcasts. He'll check the Seaside House and the bombable hut later. Going right into Thieves Town.
Not a bad strategy, because this at least gets rid of the entire curiosity of what is going to be in Thieves Town specifically. And as we are seeing right now, it is a bunch of dungeon-related items. In the meantime, KiAliens going through the rest of Eastern Palace to see what is in the last area before going and getting not only the big key, but also opening up the big chest. If I'm correct, I don't believe I saw them pick up the big key in Eastern Palace yet.
Navigating the dark rooms very well.
A little bit of trouble with the skip, but managing to pull it off.
Yep, vanilla big key in Eastern.
And unfortunately, I couldn't see what the last two items that epicYoshi picked up were. And oh no, unless that was a death warp, press F to pay respects. Oh my god, it's a tombstone. Oh, that is adorable. Once again, give a lot of credit and kudos to all the people that make sprites for these games, because they do some amazing, cute things.
I think one of the items found, he had to find the mirror and the flippers. Did we miss both the mirror and the flippers?
I think we missed the flippers. I don't know. Did you see the mirror? I didn't see the mirror.
I didn't see it, but he's certainly using it.
Oh my god, you're right. Duh. Yeah, those must have been the two items that he picked up that we didn't see. That is huge. Wow. Taking this early gamble is really paying off for epicYoshi right now. Oh, silver arrows in the dam. And what does Sick Kid have? Oh, Sick Kid has another shield upgrade.
Sick Kid has the toy shield. That's very appropriate.
Fisher Price, my first shield, was a very, very popular model of shield.
As opposed to one time when you had the tempered sword for me, that was very inappropriate for the kid.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be more of a, hey, take this before I end up ruining all the rest of my house or getting myself more sick kind of precaution. epicYoshi now with the mirror deciding to jump up the Tower of Hera, and on top of that, going to be able to use the hammer to get to the rest of Eastside Death Mountain. Spectacle Rock only has some bombs, and inside we have a whole lot of nothing more than 20 rupees. KiAliens going in and not using the rest of the fire rod, but using the bombs to take care of the mini Moldorms. And inside we reveal a piece of heart, 10 bombs, another piece of heart, the first sword, and another piece of heart.
Finally, KiAliens getting a little bit of an advantage having that sword, but he really needs to get to the back of Escape.
That is very true. I'm sure that's going to be on their docket as soon as they're done with Ice Rod Cave, but as we're seeing, an early gamble really paid off for epicYoshi in several times. Ooh, with a key and a dungeon item in the bottom, we're going to have to see a slight... What was I going to say? I was going to say deterrence, but no. A slight...
Detour.
Yes, thank you. Into the basement to get the big key.
And gets the invisibility frames. He can go take a drink of water, grab a sandwich.
Yup. Heck, he could probably make a sandwich, read the entirety of War of Peace. Heck, in this time I could take a nap and be quite refreshed.
He could whistle for a cab, and when it comes near...
Oh yeah, he could actually be really surprised at the rarity of a cab that has a license plate that says fresh and has dice in the mirror. In the meantime, we see KiAliens, going using the fake flipper to head over to, going to the hobo, and likely going to then go into the escape sequence and then fake flipper. Oh no, a bomb upgrade to the hobo. Hopefully then using the save and quit to go into the escape sequence on the end to pick up more valuable things. But at this point you also have to wonder how many valuable items are still in the escape sequence. Oh, and it was a piece of heart under the bridge.
I think he's gonna head back and go up to Waterfall.
Oh, that is entirely possible now. I see that they are actually able to flipper off of the ledge there. Ooh, this is going to be a rough spot for epicYoshi. Mini troll dorms can also be quite obnoxious and snipe you at the last second. Oh, lucky shot. Barely just having the hitboxes recognize each other. Oh, and with perfect timing for that heart piece. Meanwhile, KiAliens is using the technique to be able to hop right in and get an arrow upgrade and 20 rupees. Let's hope for their sake that they end up seeing something very valuable on the ledge or with Zora, because even having that intel would be super important. Although I imagine after Eastside Death Mountain, epicYoshi's probably going to hop over there more than quick. Ooh, 20 rupees. Ooh.
And nothing really paying off for KiAliens right now.
No, this is definitely some unfortunate outcomes from just routing decisions and taking the gamble on, hey, maybe this will work out, when in reality, it's just being super trolly. Oh, that's a harsh life lesson. Oh, and how the mighty have fallen. epicYoshi goes and falls to Trolldorm.
Trolldorm again.
Oh, we're seeing bombs, and they appeared in the sanctuary. This is going to be very relieving. KiAliens is most likely going to the end of escape and going to immediately get excited.
Yeah, this is the play he needs to do, and yeah, I really can't fault his routing the whole time. Heading into Eastern, even though it's a pendant, that's usually a good thing.
Indeed.
Again, all the rupees they got, it pointed to Zora.
Yeah.
Can't fault him anywhere here.
It's one of those things where, even though it baits you, it's really tough to justify Zora that early. Fortunately, it being that early, you can at least get that out of the way still. Also, with a fake flipper going on, you don't have to worry about staying in the lines, and knowing that you don't have to go on the ledge, you don't have to jump down. Because with the flipper, you'd have to stay in the lines, or you'd have to swim through areas, which becomes easier, but still a little obnoxious. In the meantime, we also did have epicYoshi fall down for a second time to Trolldorm. Not fun. Not fun at all. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Using his patience at that moment to make sure to get that last hit on Trolldorm for a little bit of love.
He has his first crystal right at the 19-minute mark, and it is also one of the 2 crystals required for the Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Also, that wasn't just a little bit of love, that was Sankheart, to make sure I get my information correct. Ooh, KiAliens, after getting the rest of those items, decided to jump into the rest of Escape. Let's see if that pays off. Judging from the way the logic has presented itself, we may find some more valuable items in Death Mountain than in the escape sequence. But let's hope for KiAliens' case that happens to be actually inaccurate.
It's possible we could see the lamp here in Escape.
Oh, that would be very useful. We are effectively no longer requiring Aghanim.
And with the flute here in Death Mountain, really, we could find just about any item. You know, there's no lamp-locked item here or anything like that.
That is true.
But just 20 rupees there, so... You can find those anywhere.
Unfortunately, that was quite the stroll just to get 20 rupees at the end of it. Not necessarily worth in the eyes of many, but of course with Randomizer, you never know. Meanwhile, KiAliens going and using the hammer strats to make sure to take quick work out of the Mace Knight. And oh, it was the burrito, not counting the second to last chest as a possibility, but now we know there is one item in the dark area of the sewer in the escape sequence. Just a bomb upgrade and a couple of bucks for epicYoshi in the bottom part of the Light World Death Mountain.
5 big chests here. What's he gonna find?
We could be seeing a lot of good stuff, or we could be seeing a lot of mediocre finds. It is entirely possible for both at this moment. Depending on how free the seed wants to be, we could find something huge here. Oh, we got a sword upgrade. We now know the location of 2 sword upgrades. And a lot of money. So at this point, Light World Death Mountain, not so much of a find. However, at least with one sword, that does make a little bit of a headache less intense. KiAliens, in the meantime, going and getting the second shield from the sick kid. Oh, and
looks like he's heading into the Dark World. Might get a hype cave check very soon.
Ooh, I hope you're all ready and hype in the chat. Oh no, press F to pay respect. epicYoshi taking a dive.
I'm wondering if that was on purpose, a little death warp.
Oh, I actually did not see the location previously. That is entirely possible.
Yeah, he got all the chests in Death Mountain. He was up there.
Okay, that is fair. Alright, that false alarm out of the way, I hope you are all ready for Hype Cave. Hopefully we can get some hype for Hype Cave and it will return the favor. And right off the bat, we have, well, 20 bucks. Oh, but KiAliens doesn't have money? Or doesn't have bombs? Oh no, that is a slight delay. So at this point, it is merely a moment before we are going to be seeing Hype Cave's return to potentially hypedom, but we have no idea. It's very much Schrodinger's cave right now. It could be hype or not hype, and we won't know until we're in it.
Looking at chat, we've been told that we've used up our allotment of Fresh Prince jokes, so...
To be fair, I understand. Well, it seems epicYoshi sure went into Hype Cave.
He definitely opened 4 chests and received 4 items.
Whatever they may be, however, is anyone's mystery. In the meantime, KiAliens is actually heading right on over into the shovel game, going and digging up and seeing what they're going to find, and I don't have the music, so I cannot really sing. I also can't do the shovel sound effect. It's a lot of digging required for this item. Hopefully it's good and not just 20 rupees. Also, very interesting digging pattern. Definitely... Oh, ouch. That is a heart piece. Oof. That is not what you want to find after digging countlessly.
Well, at least he got the item dug
Very
up,
true.
undug,
Yep.
before the time ran out. He was right on the 1 second mark. But it also looks like he got his mirror shield. He probably found that south of the Grove.
I believe so, yes. Well, as we know, that jump into Thieves Town not happening yet is only going to cost KiAliens more time. Because as we're seeing, there's a lot of advantages being made by epicYoshi just going and using it right off the bat. And it seems we're getting a jump right into Swamp Palace. And the next time we see the mirror or the menu come down, we might be able to get a visual key as to what might have came from the Hype Cave.
And he's going to dip right into Swamp here. Now he has the hammer, so he can get to many places. He can get to the left side, everything, but he does not have the... Oh, he does have the hook shot. Hook shot must have been in Hype Cave.
And that is huge. And also Bombos was in Hype Cave, as I saw in the menu. That actually means Hype Cave is actually hype.
Very much a Hype Cave, and yeah, it's a pretty good play by Yoshi. Swamp is completely available too.
Oh, yep, hookshot indeed, and Bombos right there, and then some money. That is legitimate hype. That is super relieving to know that's exactly where it is. Also having the flippers, epicYoshi is now taking care of Swamp Palace, but unfortunately KiAliens, without the flippers, is going to have to diverge to another route at the moment. With the hammer, they can actually check the rest of the open world in the Dark World, along with the Pyramid, the Catfish, Palace of Darkness, and basically anything else they want to. But if they only were to check Thieves Town, they would get a pleasant surprise. epicYoshi almost having a little bit of trouble with health management right over there. Meanwhile, we're going to see exactly what is going to be on the pyramid today, and it is version 26, right? Because that item was a red rupee. And more often than not, I have seen red rupees and heart pieces up there, and that is literally it for V26.
I suspect that they added in a few more red rupees than the original game had.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I also figure they just retooled the logic to make it not be exactly like version 18 of the logic, where it was like, surprise, everything is now on the pyramid for some reason. An interesting divergence to see. Let's see if this pays off for KiAliens. As we know, you do not need... Oh, you do need the bow, actually, so this is going to be an interesting play. Hopefully finding the bow in their mind in Palace of Darkness, when it is entirely possible it's actually not there.
Yeah, I think I'm not 100% on board with this play for KiAliens, but it could definitely pay off.
It could indeed. In fact, I guess you could say it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Oh,
and
the golden
Yoshi finds Titan's mitts.
Oh, that
opens up Mire.
Yes, it does. That literally opens up everything in the Dark World for him.
And there you go. KiAliens, it does pay off. He finds the Cane of Samaria there in Pod.
That's gotta be Kane. I can't do the Phantom Ryu styled impression.
The effort was there. A for effort.
Oh no. Did you also just witness that over on epicYoshi's side? I think we just witnessed a key flood.
Yes, we actually did.
It was either... Oh no, it was a key flood. Oh no. Ooh, you hate to see that. Meanwhile, KiAliens being effectively item and key locked out of Palace of Darkness is going to head elsewhere. But this does mean that even though Misery Mire is accessible to epicYoshi won't be finding anything of value until hopping into Palace of Darkness, which they might just skip over for a while because it's a Pendant dungeon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it may appear that KiAliens is a little behind, but that cane, that could be a trolley location for epicYoshi.
Exactly. That may be the Achilles heel, depending on the situation, and give KiAliens more than enough time to catch up item-wise, and in this case, with one boss. And one crystal. And very soon, epicYoshi is going to realize the mistake that has been made. Oh, and KiAliens actually going to check Catfish. Not a bad move. Not a bad move indeed, since you are already over here in the overworld.
Yeah, and really his options are a little limited until he goes over to the Skull Woods and Thieves Town area.
Absolutely. It does seem at this point it's one of the only places that you can actually beat with the items that you have. However, they're probably just checking the overworld before diving into dungeons, something that was typically a lot more favorable when it came to, say, version 23 of the logic, but not necessarily with version 26.
Yeah, epicYoshi realizing what he did now, and he's just going to head over to Mire. Interesting play.
Interesting indeed. However, to be fair, epicYoshi also doesn't have to defeat that dungeon. Wait a second, if he also doesn't have to defeat that dungeon, that also means that it's entirely possible KiAliens is going to be stuck without the glove upgrade until he hops into Swamp Palace.
That is true. I did not notice that Swamp was a pendant, so that is a heck of a play by epicYoshi.
Wow, that is huge on both accounts. Both of these players going, it's V26, check pendant dungeons, and if they are not careful, they may go and say, oh, I checked one, we're good. In this case, oh no, you have to check many of them, if not all three, which could be unfortunate. Oh, and we did not get a check for what was required for Misery Mire. Interesting. But it appears epicYoshi is going in for the chance that that Desert Palace is not bootlocked.
Yeah, always a little bit of a risk, but I don't mind this play. It's a smaller chance that it's going to be bootlocked. I mean, when you go into pod, there's a really good chance you're going to get bootlocked. But here, there's a very small chance of getting bootlocked. But as I say that, it is a key on top, so he will not be able to check all the items here.
That is very true, and nonetheless unfortunate for them. However, that does mean they're just going to have to find the boots. And they picked up whatever that was. Unfortunately, my screen hopped over exactly what it was. But from what it seems, it was not of major significance. Oh. And as I am seeing, epicYoshi also picked up the Silver Arrow upgrade.
Yeah, he probably did that right before he went into Swamp when he was releasing the dam.
Oh, yep, that's right. I forgot we found him in the dam. Oh, an interesting idea. They are now checking to see if anything is a checkerboard cave, and it's just a piece of heart.
Just a little bit of love.
Oh, and epicYoshi decides to go for it.
He must be on 3 heart pieces. Well,
nope.
He wasn't, but
nonetheless,
he will be soon, and that'll help him out when he finds some more. Because guaranteed, he's going to find some more.
Right you are. Oh, that's right. Now we have the Master Sword over on KiAliens' point, which is actually going to be very convenient. And as we are finding out, Bombos is required for Misery Mire. Super convenient.
So he's going to head in and check the 2 items here. Again, not going to be able to complete it until he gets into Pendant Pod.
Very true. Very true and unfortunate no less. However, this also does open up the possibility of finding even more items. epicYoshi going and bouncing in between, having the focus on items instead of just crystals at this very second, which has, as we've seen, been paying off. That said, it still goes to show that for the most part, this is still anybody's race. And despite there seeming to be a lead, that is not that significant of a lead.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, it may look like that lead, like you said, but they only have 1 crystal between them. So it's all to play for.
Absolutely. To be honest, even though I would leave Swamp Palace, or sorry, not Swamp Palace, leave Misery Mire for other dungeons to check, this is still a valuable play because this does absolutely get the possibility of the, what is it, 2, 3 items that are in Misery Mire?
2 items in Mire.
Thank you.
But like you said, it's version 26. You'd rather be in a dungeon, even if it's Pendant, even if you can't complete a crystal dungeon, get into the dungeons and find the items.
And it does usually have more items available than the overworld, unless you were literally stuck outside of being able to access any other dungeon. Ooh, epicYoshi deciding to say no to grabbing that chest because of the lack of health on their side. Understandable. Definitely understandable.
KiAliens getting the invisibility frames, the sandwich frames.
Yo, that is the best time to sit down and enjoy a I'm not gonna eat that much sandwich. That, like a finger sandwich. Also tea. Maybe they're enjoying some tea. Shoutouts to anyone that's drinking tea right now.
Christos is gonna love you for that one.
Hey, by all means, I also am enjoying a cup of Assam, so I wouldn't blame him. Nonetheless, we are seeing... If I'm correct, I already saw epicYoshi pick up the big key, so at this point they're just full clearing the rest of the dungeon. Hoping for the Cane of Samaria. That's true, and in their defense, they might be hoping to find Cane of Samaria directly in Misery Mire. Maybe they might be expecting a vanilla location. Oh... Unfortunately, epicYoshi pushing the wrong block.
Yeah, and then quick reset.
Absolutely.
Ki working his way through Hera. Pretty soon he's going to be equal on crystals to epicYoshi.
And now we have one of the painstakingly longest cutscenes in the game, which is supposed to be just about the same amount of time as Palace of Darkness, but nonetheless still painstaking. Oh, and epicYoshi takes a dive instead of diving right into the hole. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Just an unfortunate mistake there, hitting the spike instead of falling down, and just with a low life there, that is just tough.
Yeah, you hate to experience that. On the other hand, in their defense, maybe they kept proper count and realized that they no longer had to worry about anything else. However, considering that they went through all of that, they probably would have either realized it A, too late, or B, ended up getting frustrated after hitting the spike after losing that much time, feeling like they might be behind and running off to the mountain. Oh,
the
second time in a row for another death. Those cabbages sure are not nice.
Oh, those are just some of the trolliest items. Besides Troll Dorm, besides the rock guys on Death Mountain, those cabbages are bad.
Yeah, those cabbages are nobody's friend.
KiAliens picking up the crystal. So we are even 1 crystal apiece. And he's going to be on Eastern Death Mountain, so he's going to pick up his Master Sword very soon. Wait, he already has the Master Sword. So is he going to be getting Tempered Sword soon? Or am I forgetting where the swords were? Very smart play by epicYoshi to hop into that shop. Not many people know that that shop is there. We all just head into that left cave to go into Super Bunny Cave. Let's see what Super Bunny has. Just some love and some bombs. But he will be able to go into Hookshot Cave and check the items there. Meanwhile, KiAliens heading into the Dark World by Village of Outcasts. Let's see if he goes to Skull Woods first or into Thieves Town. Neither location is a bad move. He will find useful items in both of those dungeons. ₹20. Again, way too many 20 rupees in this game. And there's just another one just to illustrate my point. A few bombs and 20 more rupees. So, Hookshot Cave giving us nothing.
And you always hate to find out that Hookshot reveals nothing in Hookshot Cave.
KiAliens has gone into Skullwood, so he has his ether, and he is just about to pick up his flute. There it is.
Oh, very nice. Once again, V26, as you mentioned earlier, proving you need to check Skull Woods. I used to really not like Skull Woods until V26. I think it's just because V26 made it so you could find items that I then realized, oh, okay, Skull Woods isn't that bad now.
In the tournament Discord, which if people are not involved with our Discord, you should really join it. It's a great community. Somebody posted a sample of about 10,000 seeds, and we found that the 2 items in Skull Woods had a slightly better chance at progression items than the 6 items in Swamp. So that just lets you know that those 2 items are just so much more important to check than getting into Swamp.
Oh my goodness. That is just impressive.
It stunned a lot of us when we looked at that sample.
Hey, that would stun me too. That is fascinating. God, you really gotta appreciate the entire concept of statistics behind the logic and the routing. But yeah, the main point of the story, aside from that, is you should definitely hit up our Link to the Past Randomizer Discord, as well as the Tournament Discord, for all of your favorite needs for Link to the Past Randomizer shenanigans. On top of the information in the Discord, you can also go in and figure out how to do this yourself by going into the Training Room channel on the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord, where you can find all sorts of handy things, from guides on how to route, and the Training Room, which allows you to set up any situation as necessary to be able to practice whatever may be having a problematic effect against you. Now that we got all of that out of the way, it seems epicYoshi is going to check the rest of the Village of Outcast, not finding a whole lot in the the chest game, but easily getting the money back and then some in the Bummable Hut. And with the golden gloves, it appears... Oh, no, they are heading immediately to the shovel game. They're going to get very disappointed momentarily. In the meantime, with the Fire Rod, KiAliens is actually going and taking care of Mothula. Not a bad decision, especially with a Master Sword and that amount of health at this point.
Getting an amazing full magic drop right before Mothula. But those Gibdos are just being brutal to him today.
That is true. But you gotta love that full magic drop. That is just the best of possibilities. Oh! KiAliens getting stuck between a Spike and Mothula sandwich. Didn't even have the time to press start for their buttons. For their bottles, rather. Without a boomerang to stun, you can't even see what the stun drop is. Because, unfortunately, Gibdos don't get stunned by the hookshot for some reason. But they feel a boomerang and they're like, oh no, scary, a piece of wood that'll retract. Or return to you after you throw it. Ooh. Going in for round 2, this time with a vengeance. KiAliens is dropping right into Mothula after baiting the Ceiling Master.
This time he does get the potion off, so now he has 8 more Fire Rod hits.
Yes, and that is always what you like to see. It's very unfortunate that they got ricocheted into losing that much health so quickly the first round. But fortunately, it at least did not go to waste.
And Mothula is down. Always,
very nice.
Always a good sign. Always a relief.
And there's the big key. Mothula, once again, proving to be full of all the jokes. epicYoshi not finding a whole lot in the Mirror Cave. However, we are about to go see Old Stumpy and find out what we have. Oh, right, it's a shield upgrade. I forgot we saw that earlier.
Yeah, there's the shield upgrade that gave Ki his mirror shield. Ki using bumper strats to make his retreat a little faster. Always fun to do that.
That's actually quite clever to do that, despite not having the boots. Or, in spite of not having the boots, rather.
And look at this, it looks like epicYoshi might be making the pod play, which means he may be finding his cane very fast.
Ooh, and suddenly, that amount of intel and distance between the now lead for KiAliens and the soon-to-be detracting lead from epicYoshi. If epicYoshi doesn't get bodied by the, I'm not sure if I can use... Oh, no, we're seeing a Sarashula check. That's right. He hadn't checked Sarashula. Also, to be fair, the heart refills at this point are also very, very sound and valuable. At this point, this is one more heart piece away from epicYoshi getting another full heart, and then refilling the rest of the bar, which is going to be very handy.
Yeah, we know he won't find that in Pod. He'll only get the cane and be bow locked. But you never know when the next time you're at that half health, open up that treasure chest and full refill. That's always a good feeling.
Absolutely. I think the best feeling is when you're in an area where you made a mistake and you get bodied by an enemy a little harder than you expected. Then you open up a chest and it happens to be a heart piece and suddenly you have your hearts refill. Oh, so nice. And meanwhile, once again, that's gotta be a poor imitation of Phantom Ryu.
The Burgundy Cane. So now he can go and, well, if he is comfortable with dark rooms, he can finish Misery Mire, but we do not have the lamps, so anything that could be on Vitreous would be a sequence break. And down on KiAliens down at the south end of Thieves Town, we did get confirmation that's where the mirror and flippers are located. Make sure you give these runners a follow, everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry for that. I ended up pausing because I had, really, being sick is never fun. But anyways, yes, absolutely make sure to give these runners a follow on Twitch, as well as anything they prefer on social media, because they have been busting their butts to make sure to give you an entertaining race, and by goodness has this been very entertaining. Also, I want to make sure that we make sure to give a lot of credit to our restreamer, Jighart, as well as our tracker Sabotender. Without them, we're going to be a couple of people screaming at people playing video games over the internet. Also, speaking of people like that, you should also check out your commentators, because who doesn't love a little love?
Yeah, definitely the tracker. If we had to do it ourselves, we'd have the ice rod out there, maybe some powder. It'd just be completely inaccurate down there.
While we wouldn't necessarily be monkeys trying to figure out a puzzle, it would definitely be a lot more scatterbrained between our commentary and making sure we click on the right things.
KiAliens headed down to the basement to grab Blind. Or the female version of Blind, as it were, right now. Also has the hammer, so definitely going to be able to check out the big chest here.
I just like to think that Blind is actually the human that's a thief, and then just transforms for some reason. Mainly because of the fact that I can't see a giant floating evil being with moving heads and lasers and stuff easily being sneaky as a thief. That sidetrack aside, looks like we're going to see the rest of, well, 2 dungeons we've already revisited. We're going to be seeing Thieves Town, and we're going to be seeing Eastern Palace both being cleared by the opposite runners in different... I want to say it's the opposite of their divergence or a parallel, but I really think that's just the lack of tea in my head running and talking.
So all the items were front-loaded in Thieves Town. Nothing much on the back end.
So we had the reverse mullet this time.
Party in the front, business in the back. Is that right?
That's correct. It's also very, very awkward looking.
And we get to see some cane strats here from KiAliens on blind.
Oh, that is awesome. Who doesn't love a good cane strat? Meanwhile, epicYoshi going and picking up a bottle of blue goo. Not a bad strategy, especially if you're worried about ever going and taking a dive. Oh my goodness, and of course the bow is with blind.
Just when I say it was front-loaded, we get the bow.
My goodness.
That is a huge pickup for KiAliens.
Not only is that a huge pickup, that also literally means that epicYoshi could have defeated blind and got the bow this entire time.
That's true. And while Eastern and Pod are pendants, it opens up a lot in Pod. It opens up everything, actually. They're no longer bow locked, and they have the hammer. They don't have the lamp to go downstairs, but that's only if you want to defeat Helmasaur.
Yep, and they can find the lantern, but right now, with being in the dark and without a bow, a second time returning into Misery Mire for epicYoshi almost seems fruitless. Especially without a lamp, unless they are comfortable with going through this area in the dark. But very interestingly, once again, it seems like the leads have not only shifted, but also went back and forth on each other once again.
KiAliens heading up, doing Northern Dark World. Gonna check the ledge, maybe?
I wouldn't be surprised if this was a ledge check. I would be surprised if it were a King's Tomb check, because that wouldn't make sense.
Without the boots or the Titans, has to take the long way around.
Very true. Oh, epicYoshi going back for the one chest they thought they didn't have, or they thought they didn't need. Checking the blue goo and deciding to take it for the blue tunic. Oh, and half magic in the cave behind the graveyard.
Those are not required items, but they are lovely quality of life upgrades.
Absolutely.
So what is next for KiAliens?
Honestly, I would say, at this point, you can take care of Misery Mire, you can take care of Palace of Darkness. If you don't want to fight something that's going to be in the dark, you can immediately head over to... Wait, didn't they do Tower of Hera? I swear. Oh wait, no, sorry. They could technically do Desert Palace, is what I'm thinking.
Well, Desert was locked with the key. No one has found the boots yet.
Oh, you made a very valid point. I totally forgot that no one has found the boots. Honestly, at this point, with the amount of troll we're seeing, I'm surprised neither... Wait, no, both runners did go into Palace of Darkness. Wow, what is the right area to go into? If they're both Bombos locked, this might be an immediate dive into Turtle Rock, hoping to find the Ice Rod.
Well,
Otherwise, we might see a double dip into one dungeon to get the boots, to get to another dungeon, to get the required item, to then go back. Oh, also...
With the knowledge we have, we know that Swamp is his correct play. But again, that is a pendant dungeon, and he may not want to dip in there. He may want to stay in the crystal dungeons.
I have to admit, I made a mistake. I thought, like the last race I commentated, Ice Palace was actually a pendant dungeon, but it's not. It's a crystal. Ice Palace would be the solid play right now. They have everything required for it. It would get out of the way. And, as we've seen, Ice Palace being required does usually hold a very valid item. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. KiAliens doesn't have the gold glove.
Yeah, no Titan's mitts. Yeah, that's right. epicYoshi's the one that got the Titan's mitts.
I keep thinking they dived into the swamp, so technically this means the smart play would be KiAliens checking swamp, with no other valid option left.
Yeah, I think that's honestly his only dungeon play right now.
Well, we're seeing a Palace of Darkness play? Okay. I mean, in their defense, Palace of Darkness, when you have a hammer, is not as treacherous as, say, Misery Mire.
Yeah, and he did just get the bow, so he may be looking at this. I just got the bow. I can get back into pod and find the rest of those dungeons. And we could still be thinking Pedestal Seed.
epicYoshi deciding to try the Dark World strat, or the Dark Room strat, unfortunately getting bodied at the last second. Deciding at that point to not waste any time and immediately head over to get the mirror, or to get the lantern wherever it may be. For epicYoshi, at this point, Ice Palace would be the play to make.
Yeah, epicYoshi, that is where he should go.
Instead, we're seeing a Death Mountain play. Oh, yeah. Never mind. That was a false alarm.
Yeah, I don't think he was the one that checked Dark World Death Mountain. No, it did have to be him because of those mitts again. Yes.
Yes. And here we're seeing a bit of the stall, trying to figure out where to go. At this point, they may not be wanting to jump immediately into Ice Palace. They still technically could go and get the bow from finishing Thieves Town. But Ice Palace it is, perhaps a bit reluctant, but nonetheless still happening. It would be absolutely fantastic to see the boots in Ice Palace. That would be one of the few progression items that would actually make the rest of the run that much easier. Oh. Did epicYoshi never go to Zora? Oh, epicYoshi never went to Zora. I forgot that was KiAliens.
Waterfall too, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting to see what could be in pod here.
Very interesting.
There really could be another item in pod, of course, you know, easy to say, but I mean, the double dip that both of these players did was actually not necessary.
Yeah, no, this is unfortunately
down and got the bow, then they would have been able to come in here on their first try.
Yeah. They apparently they just need to do a little different routing, and they would have not had to worry about the double dip. The double dip, which, mind you, is going to be fruitless either way for Zora. But as for now I can't speak. Palace of Darkness, you're absolutely right. It wouldn't have been necessary to double dip if they just both completed Thieves Town first. Ooh. epicYoshi showing a bit of discontent for that life lesson.
Just a bunch of keys so far in pod, but that's pretty normal for the front end of pod.
Absolutely.
Get loaded with those keys so you can head to the back end.
To quote Dr. Bobtastic, it is very much business in front, party in the back. Except this time we saw a party in the front left side a little bit with that Cadence Maria. Ooh, interesting. Did epicYoshi also bypass? Oh, epicYoshi did bypass the majority of the escape sequence. So this is where epicYoshi now backtracks to a bunch of places. Oh, Carrot Sword. I forgot that was actually a sword upgrade. Very nice.
That is a huge get, because Turtle Rock is required. The difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword on Trinex is
very
big,
significant.
but honestly not as significant as on Ganon either.
You know, that is also very true.
And again, Pod is a pendant. Not sure if Yoshi will make that second dip into Pod, especially if he thinks to go to Ice Palace.
Oh, that's a good point. This is all being several gambles being taken by both sides. And KiAliens. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they went into the middle for some reason. I was going to say they know that is a pendant dungeon, right? But nope. We are good to go. Also, we have yet to see the book, and we've yet to see a pedestal check as a result of that. Logically, of course. So you never know. We might have a hidden pedestal factor.
Well, we know the lamp cannot be on pedestal because Meyer is a pendant.
Yep.
But it could be those boots.
Oh, it could be. Actually, you're right. Because none of the dungeons, other than Desert, require the boots for completion. Oh, that would be a hard troll to deal with right now. Meanwhile, it seems like epicYoshi is going to take the gamble and go into Turtle Rock.
You never know. This could be a great play.
It could very well indeed be.
I have seen the dip needed into a pendant Turtle Rock before. Heck, I've been in a I've been in a race where it was needed recently. So
the last race I witnessed, there was a need for dipping into green pendant Turtle Rock to grab the final item necessary for go mode for both runners. That was also rough because it was also required AGA 1 at about an hour in. That is rough. That was rough.
So, KiAliens doing the dark rooms successfully.
Absolutely excellent on them, indeed. Although they seem to be going back, and I'm not exactly sure for what. Are they actually going to fight King Helmasaur? It looks it.
They are.
Ooh, that is a significant amount of time gone.
It is, but at the same time, if they're thinking that this could be a pedestal seed, then
they're not taking the risk. Indeed, which makes sense.
That would make it a triple dip if they didn't do it right now.
Ooh, you know, that is a good point. That would be a much bigger factor. And big key that quickly. Always convenient. Ooh, narrowly escaping the second ticket damage on the rollers. Using magic afterwards. Or using the magic mirror afterwards to go to the beginning of the stage. But they could have mitigated all that damage, but oh well. Oh, it was a death warp. Interesting. I'm very confused on that play, because if they wanted a death warp and it wasn't just an accidental drop, they could have just done that in the beginning, or they could have just let the rollers take them out instead of mirroring back for everything. But
yeah, it's possible that was a mistake. But hey, he's putting out a. This has just been a great race. So
oh, it has. And to be fair, if you are in this race and currently thinking you are behind, this is one. Oh, okay. We are getting a salty run back of the death warp. Okay. I don't see the need to have died after dealing with the skeletons.
Maybe he was looking ahead and knows the change chomp room is coming up, and the amount of damage that they do, maybe he thought he wouldn't be successful unless he has close to full life.
Maybe. Like, I know he had a rough dealing with the skeleton head and the skeleton itself, but that's a bit extreme. You could have always taken the chance at that point. But maybe they're trying to mitigate the amount of time lost and figured, you know, if I do this now, it won't be as much of a time loss later. Oh.
Yeah, Aliens taking down Helmasaur. He found powder off King Helmasaur, and he's got the green
that's
pendant.
Interesting. Oh, that is both of those are interesting gambles. Oh. KiAliens going and taking care of the rest of Eastern Palace as well. Are they that convinced it's a Pendant seed? Or it's a Pedestal seed?
Well, I mean, he is here. I mean, doing the Pod Eastern combo is always a good time save if you're going to do them, you know.
That is true. This has been an interesting divergence in the routing of both of these runners. Oh my god, it turns into a... Oh, it's one of those things. I can't remember what those were from Mario World.
I don't know the name of them, but the little black fuzzy things. I just know they knock you off a bunch of things.
I've always thought they were obnoxious. Oh, yeah. This is an interesting play. It also technically gives epicYoshi a chance to catch up. Because at this point, with 2 crystal dungeons ahead, it's really just tackling dungeons that KiAliens feels are necessary but may not actually be. Ooh, deciding to not go with the magic powder. Oh, and we are going to see a Mimic Cave check.
Mimic Cave hype.
Ooh, using the hammer strats. I like that. Hammer strats to make sure it is shown to be hammer time. Not being able to pull off just enough reach at that angle for that green mimic, but making quick work of the other 2 mimics before finding... Oh, 20 rupees. Not as worth as you would hope.
KiAliens taking out Armos very easily. And finding beyond the pendant, he got another bottle with green goo.
Very nice. Who doesn't like green Kool-Aid? Meanwhile, we're getting a Sarashula check, and oh, it is a heart container. And as we fly out, we are seeing a Death Mountain check. Interesting. Very interesting for 2 different reasons. One, with those 2 pendants, you'd assume that they think it's a pendant seed. And 2, and because of that, rather, they'd go to Swamp Palace. And 2, they don't have a way to get into Turtle Rock right now.
And no way to get to the Dark World, no way to get to, well, besides right here, no way to get to any items.
I see that hammer selection. Cave? It is Spike Cave indeed.
Yeah, I saw the hammer selection at the same time you did, so.
Yeah. Not a bad option if you're trying to figure out everything.
Is he going to be able to make it though?
Depending on what other potions he has, I'm going to say yes. However, I am also not sure. Oh, yep, there's a blue potion. We're good.
Yeah, blue potion. He's fine.
Oh, for 50 rupees. Oof. Not even making back the money of the blue potion.
Some outstanding navigating through the dark room there for epicYoshi, and he is about to check out Laser Bridge.
Absolutely, that is fantastic.
And he does have his mirror shield, so...
Oh, but that drop is
going to be a little easier.
Oh, absolutely. The mirror shield makes Laser Bridge super easy. Ah, smart. Ooh. Ooh. No! Okay, okay. That looked like it was going to be even worse because I was expecting the laser to also hit him on the way down, because you can still take damage on your falls from external sources that aren't the fall, and I thought that was going to literally kill epicYoshi before getting to the safety area, and that would have been heartbreaking.
Just the worst feeling when you fall down a hole and then you're already getting that damage. But then somebody comes along and smacks you and you get more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that death didn't take up too much time. He's going to start right back there.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a lot more rewarding than dealing with all of this with only 1/2 of a heart. Although, having to deal with that obnoxious beetle... Oh, and last chest, are we going to find Fire Rod? Or, sorry, Ice Rod? Oh, no! Disappointment abound. epicYoshi's going to have to figure out where to go now.
Ice Rod is another item that could be on that pedestal, too.
Oh, that isn't... Oh, no, that is possible indeed. And we won't find out without...
KiAliens goes to the south portal, but does not go to swamp.
What? I assume they're checking overworld stuff, which is understandable. But if you've already got 2 pendant dungeons, why wouldn't you go for the amount of items you could get from swamp as well?
Yeah, I'm not...
but it pays off with a... Behold the power of Paladin.
That is certainly a good item to have, but he does need those Titan's mitts.
Yep, that is the only gold item that isn't as important in this game.
Alright, heading south again, maybe this time? Let's hope so. Come on, Kai.
You know, it's interesting he flew away instead of just walking back, because I think he spent more time this way, or almost as much time this way, than just walking back over, lifting the rock, and then going to swamp.
Yeah, that may be one place where, using the flute costs you a little bit of time. But it looks like swamp is his play. Probably last resort play.
I mean, in this case, they did tackle both pendant dungeons that were in the area, in the Light World and Dark World where Eastern Palace is. In this case, they might just want to complete it anyways, so that way they can just even alleviate the possibility of a blind pedestal pull. And by alleviate, I mean actually go through with it.
Well, I asked the question one time, what's better than pedestal hype? Blind pedestal hype.
Ooh, that is true. I think it's more rewarding when it's actually progressive item pedestal hype, but also blind progressive item pedestal hype.
And remember, with Swamp, epicYoshi flooded the key, so he left and did not complete it. So, if there's something in that swamp basement...
Oh, that's right. We still have 3 items, 4 including the boss, that could still be very valuable.
And looks like... Is he gonna do it? Oh, he's just teasing us. And chat. Oh, no, there he goes. Alright. So chat getting their wish, he is heading to Ice Palace. Confirming that it is indeed a crystal.
To be fair, I understand the pain of not wanting to do Ice Palace without boots.
Oh, definitely. And not non-go mode Ice Palace, it is, the ice physics are brutal, but sometimes the seed is what the seed is. You gotta go for it.
Yep. Wouldn't it be funny, though, if this chest actually gave epicYoshi the boots? Like, all that worry for practically nothing at that point. Nope, it's a burrito. Different B word.
KiAliens gonna be a little upset seeing the Titan's mitts after all that overworld checking.
Yep.
But grateful
However,
to have them.
Yep, it is fortunate enough that they don't have to worry at this point about having to find them for Misery Mire, for Ice Palace, and be able to get them out of the way, along with Turtle Rock. Very fortunately, KiAliens isn't going and flooding the key. We're gonna see if that strategy pays off. A very nice, clean double Stalfos kill.
So much ebb and flow to this race today. One person in the lead, then the next. And it could just continue if we find something of value here in Ice Palace. epicYoshi's still not going to be very far behind.
No, absolutely.
Or very far ahead.
And this is just interesting. I've never seen someone go and bomb jump with this sprite before. Using the shadow to, almost, but unfortunately not make it. Oop. Having a little bit of problem getting their footing. Losing a bunch of hearts in the meantime. And making the bomb jump. Very nice. Ooh, and KiAliens in the meantime is going to actually be showing us what chests have been missing, and it is 20 rupees. Along with... oh, it's a compass.
And just all the props to epicYoshi for that, because like you said, the floating sprites are... it's a different setup for all the bomb jumps, and that is just clutch to nail that.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'd be confident with it.
I certainly wouldn't myself. And sure, it is aligning the shadow with it, but at the same time, that's very painstaking if you're not used to it. Oh, green rupee. And down we fall. epicYoshi taking the chance and seeing if we're going to find an item with Cold Stare, a strategy that has proven well time to time in V26. It may be one of those cases once again. I guess in this case you could also say, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
And at the same time, KiAliens into the basement that epicYoshi did not go into. So, let's see what this has.
We're about to find out if this paid off in epicYoshi's favor. It's burrito and 10 arrows, and we have one more chest. If that chest has an actual progression item, this is going to be huge. Otherwise, we're going to have to hope that if Argus gets defeated, KiAliens find something there.
Waterfall room is
oh my god, it's the ice rod!
It's the ice rod! Oh my god! Goodness.
epicYoshi ended up foregoing the ice rod.
That is the second time that he has left a dungeon that could have given him a progression item if he continued.
And he just gave a hug to Cold Stare in the process.
That is so rough.
That is super rough. This seed
even with the blue mail
itself once again. Despite
even with the blue mail, that is
it is
a lot
never,
of damage.
It is never a fun thing to give a hug to one of those bosses. Interesting, with very little life, it seems like epicYoshi's actually going and heading out to get more potions at the witch to have enough safeties so that never happens again. Once again, KiAliens taking down Cold Stare, getting a big ol' 20, But getting the last pendant, we're about to see blind pedestal hype. Are you ready?
Get ready, chat.
If you are not ready, I want to see some hype going on as soon as possible, because blind pedestal is actually happening, and we're about to see if KiAliens' tactic has actually paid off in multiple ways. Sure, this gave a very early Cane of Samaria, this gave the access to Ice Rod, this gave a very late opening to instead.
Let's postpone the hype for a little bit.
Well,
but we do know that we do know what the items are in here. I don't remember exactly what they were, but they were not the boots, they were not the lamp. So those items still out there even after Misery Mire.
Yeah, no, this is still quite the challenge. Or wait, what? Oh, okay. For a second I thought they were leaving, but instead they're actually checking Checkerboard Cave and the Mire Shed. That makes sense. Okay.
So looking ahead, KiAliens looks like they're gonna go and defeat Landmo.
Not a bad idea, since they are already in the area and getting 2 crystal dungeons out of the way in the process. What seemed to be a slower start has certainly picked up dramatically after a couple of pedestal dungeon checks.
Oh, this is a very interesting play. Ki took the key, and he is going to use that to go check more items in Desert.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is a sequence break, so...
Oh, wow.
So... Well, we know it can't be the boots, because the logic is going to say that the boots are needed to knock that key off to go to the right side.
Right. And
but we could find the lamp.
Yep, we could find the lamp. Oh my goodness.
This is a very interesting play. Something I've never really seen. I mean, outside of a glitched category, of course.
I never would have thought of that. That is... I have to give credit to KiAliens. That is clever.
This could be genius.
Yeah, it's a very risky game, as Jake Hart even mentioned in chat. But if it pays off, it will pay off tremendously. To be fair, if they end up finding the boot soon anyways, it's a safe bet. However, yep, the mirror out going to... Oh, forgoing the big chest, they must have counted the items. Okay, they're going... Oh, never mind. What they're doing is they're going back for everything else once they get the boots, because they're going to be in that area for the key anyways. Okay.
Yeah, and he knows that they can't be the boots. I'm sure he's thought of that with the sequence break, but I don't know, that there still could be an item in there, I believe. I thought they only found one of the items.
You are correct. They only found a dungeon item, and they found bombs and a key. Or not a key, sorry. They found bombs, dungeon item, something of not importance. Oh no, it was the master key. So 2 dungeon items. That's what it was.
Well, I guess he knows that whatever item he finds in that big chest, if he found a progression item, he knows that that is still logically not going to find him the boots by using that progression item.
That's true. For all we know, that big chest could have the lantern still. because by the logic, technically, that would be the last place they could check before needing a light or fire source for the torches.
Yeah, that's right. It could be in there, but the boots would have to be somewhere very accessible anyway.
You are correct. Man, I got a feel for epicYoshi. Still not finishing Thieves Town and not having the bow is going to definitely be a hindrance. We're going and seeing each runner at this point go and clear their respective sides, even though we've witnessed each side clear the opposite dungeon. Although, to be fair, it seems like epicYoshi is actually going and traversing more of the dungeon now that Cold Stare is still an option.
Yeah, everyone again, make sure you give these runners a follow. I mean, these are just some very, very good plays, some very good gambles being taken, and
yeah, there have been
even I wouldn't think of.
Yeah, there have been some things in here that even though it has been a bit of a goose chase for them, a lot of the plays to save time have been very valuable and entertaining nonetheless. Make sure to give them a follow on Twitch. Make sure to give them a follow maybe on even social media if they choose and you want to. It's surprising that at this point epicYoshi hasn't taken the time to explore the rest of the dungeon. Oh, and without magic powder, they couldn't take advantage of that bunny beam. It's unfortunate.
No, but I think what he's doing is hitting the switch so that he can drop it into those, into the, well, big jugs.
Oh.
I'm not sure exactly what you would call them.
You know, I've never done this, and I never realized that was possible. Whoa! Okay, I've never seen this room before.
Yeah, anytime you see those big jugs there, if you can find a way to fall into them, there's fairies underneath. There's some there's two in Eastern Palace. We missed the lamp?
epicYoshi missed the lamp in Misery Mire.
Oh, that's so brutal.
Oh my goodness. Wait, how did epicYoshi miss that? I thought I saw epicYoshi clear oh my god.
He may not have gone right and get the big chest.
He either never got the big chest or he never got the small chest right after the big chest. Oh, that hurts.
Well, I believe all items in Mire have been found, even though one of them was a huge. So the boots are still outstanding. The Pedestal dream is still alive.
Yep, that is true. Ooh. Giving a hug to Cold Stare several times. Oh, managing to avoid the ice. Oh, nice double circle slash, or double spin slash.
And he's down.
Oh,
well
very
done,
nice.
epicYoshi.
Well done indeed. Always has to feel nice to finally get that justification. That said, I wonder if they're going to go back in to check the rest of the chests to see if boots are there.
Which chests did he miss in there? I saw him go...
I don't remember seeing him.
Get most of them. Did he get the iced tea room?
Iced tea room? What's the iced tea room?
It's the one that's shaped like the sideways T, and it's got the two jellies in it.
Oh, I didn't know that was the name of it. That really threw me off. I don't remember seeing that, actually.
Uh-oh, is this the moment?
Oh, is this the big swamp revival?
And on the other side, KiAliens, he could be giving chat exactly what they want.
Oh, snap. Are you ready? Are you ready? This may be the one play to rule them all. We are seeing a blind pedestal pull.
Get the clips ready, everyone.
Or we're seeing a flute? Are we getting duped? Nope, we are seeing an immediate peace out. Oh, and here we go. It is actually happening. Blind pedestal hype. Heaven or hell, let's rock.
Is it the boots?
I'm actually getting goosebumps because if this ends up being the boots, that is going to be a major. Oh, it's a piece of art. Oh, the price was wrong.
Just a little bit of love.
The price was wrong.
Was so excited for that.
Oof. Oof.
And quite honestly, I was actually pretty sure that's where we were going to find them. I'm not sure where else KiAliens can go. I mean, he could definitely clear T-Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to imagine Trinex has the boots at this point.
That could be quite a troll too.
It could be, but it's also one of the only places left that we haven't had a check for collectively.
And Chad getting in on the cleverness, saying that they partially loved that pedestal. that is you guys got me. You guys should be doing this job. I am not that clever at all.
I could be going into puns, but I figured, you know, I didn't want to kill everyone. I probably already killed these racers prior with some of my puns. I don't want to make the chat as dead as the racers.
Well, we already made the runners dead. That's why they're ghosts.
Yeah, but if we keep up with all these bad puns, everyone's going to vanish without a trace.
I'm just gonna sit over here with a sheet over my head. I'm embarrassed right now.
It's okay, I have a hole in the sheet. Sorry, Upright Citizens Brigade reference. Anyways. Oh, we're seeing the boomerang strat. Oh no. Oh wait, no, he has the key this time. epicYoshi not flooding Swamp Palace the second time in a row. That would have been a very big upset.
I'm not sure I'm gonna like his. I would like his reaction when he finds Ice Rod in the basement here. This is gonna be brutal.
I wonder if he's going to hear Morgan Freeman narrating at this moment. He messed up. Because I would at that point.
KiAliens gonna check Hookshot Cave, which we know is only gonna give him a few rupees and some bombs.
And now we are seeing KiAliens make the dive into Turtle Rock with very few options left.
I mean, he's still got Ice Palace, but again, he's got another option with T-Rock here. So
yep,
he wants Ice Palace to be go mode, as most of us would.
I'm actually very surprised that they decided to go through Turtle Rock now, because they could have still taken the chance with Ice Palace and tried to leave Turtle Rock for as late as possible for the best potential routing.
Yeah, it is good routing. My philosophy is that Turtle Rock's pretty linear. So if you are in go mode Turtle Rock, you're going to be doing about the same. You're just not going to check a few locations. It's just good for the in-game to be right there next to Ganon's tower.
That's a fair point. That is pretty much the only benefit to it.
And the rarely seen pull on the paw of Turtle Rock there.
Yeah. And no reaction from grabbing the ice rod for epicYoshi.
Well, no visible in-game reaction. Maybe in his living room there may have been a foul word muttered.
Oh, that's entirely possible. At this point, we have to also wonder if we're going to end up also seeing a blind pedestal check from epicYoshi. Of course, he would have to go and dive into 2 more pendant dungeons for it. But, as we also saw, at least one of those pendant dungeons did have some valuable content.
And he still does have to go back to Thieves Town to get the crystal there, so he's gonna get the bow. It's gonna be right on his path. I wonder if that's gonna make him. I wonder if that's gonna make him go and check those 2 dungeons and finish them off.
That is entirely possible.
So I plugged the runners a little bit ago, then we got busy. I did not get a chance to plug our restreamer Jig Heart.
Oh, yes.
That is a massive, massive job to restream. I kind of looked into it, and as soon as I saw what was needed to do it, I'm like, nope, I'm out. I will just sit there and click the buttons to track.
Yep, and me, myself, I'm running on a potato, so there's no way I'd be able to restream myself. So we gotta give a lot of credit to people like Jigheart, LV, Feasel, throwing down these excellent restreams.
I mean, just even mentioning Feasel's names gives me goosebumps with what he does on speed gaming. That's where the main tournament is, and it has just been fantastic to watch all those matches, as well as the secondary matches. The secondary matches were not even going to be restreamed, and then the Randomizer Mania channel stepped up, and a bunch of restreamers stepped up. So just an amazing fall here for this game.
Oh, absolutely. The community really, really stands out when it comes to not only involvement, but hype for everybody.
epicYoshi doing a few quests here, a few turn-in quests, getting the blacksmith.
Had a slow dance with Senior Frog. And now he's going to return the blacksmith to his home, where his partner is hammering on bread. Oh, and we have literacy. This might come into play because we have access to both bombos and ether tablets.
Yeah, the boots now two more places they could be accessed. And also, this actually helps him out because if he goes and checks Pedestal and sees that it's just the piece of heart, he will not need to go and defeat Eastern Palace and Pod.
Oh, epicYoshi finally going into finished Thieves Town as intended. Oh, I wonder what the reaction is going to be at this point.
Just the sea just trolling him so much, you know, getting out of Thieves Town, the bow's there. He comes out of Misery Mire, the lamp's there. Out of Swamp and the Ice Rod.
I actually missed exactly where the lamp was. I only guessed it was one of those two chests, but I wonder what he had skipped. Because epicYoshi, as I saw, died in the dark sections. So I'm wondering if he's going to try that again instead of searching for the lamp.
Our esteemed tracker, Sabo Tender, is saying that it was in the big chest.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is definitely good to know.
And give Sabo a nice follow, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Tracking this, keeping track of what people have on 2 different streams is very, very difficult, and he's doing a fantastic job. They are doing a fantastic job. I don't mean to assume gender.
Understandable. And in the laser bridge, we are going to see a repeat of what we saw earlier. Very unfortunate that epicYoshi ended up going all the way through only to find out that they didn't get what they were looking for this whole time. Oh, and going back to that last chest in case it had the boots, not even going for the safety exit, but going straight up. Probably with the magic powder, they're going to end up, yep, they're going to end up using on an anti-fairy. Getting a very nice health upgrade, or not health upgrade, health refill. Hell Hallway not being too much of a torturous wreck for epicYoshi. And now we've had the long-awaited Trinex fight. And just like that, Buttersword making quick work of each head. Oh, almost of each head. And now we're seeing KiAliens going and setting up for a potential quick kill here. Yup, a very solid 3/, one of them technically a charge, 2 Trinex, making sure that they hold that L while they shape into a backwards L. And suddenly, a crystal.
And just a burrito, I was a little unsure. Counting items in T-Rock is... I should be better at it, but I'm not.
Yeah, to be fair, I lost track as well, because I thought that was the last possibility for boots. But now, we really have to wonder. Because they can't be behind Landmolus. So that means they have to be at either tablet.
Yeah, they can't be in Ganon's tower, because you need them to, by the logic, defeat Landmolus. Unless they're in that one room that we're not sure if epicYoshi checked in Ice Palace.
Oh, that is possible. As we know, it wasn't in Spike Cave, because Spike Cave was only 50 rupees.
Or Pyramid Fairy is now available. Turtle Rock was Crystal 6.
Oh, wait a second. You are correct. I never thought of it that way. And finally, epicYoshi being able to grab the bow. I finally realized what it was about the actual boo spray that threw me off. Its smile is its grin is uneven. Huh. Anyways. We're going to now find out what's in the Pyramid Fairy, and hopefully we're going to see something of progression, because naturally, you do have both of those dungeons that are necessary. Also, interesting note, if you hold on to something while that bomb is going off, it actually takes away, for some reason, or rather reduces, some of the lag frames you experience. Also, Pyramid Fairy, a bust, that is something that is very unfortunate, which means at this point, there are only 2 ideas left in my head, which would be either Bombos or Ether Tablet. And it seems like, nope, Ice Palace it is for KiAliens.
I think Purple Chest is all one, unless epicYoshi did that after the blacksmith.
Oh, you know, Purple Chest is also an option, you're right, because I don't remember seeing that.
But we've seen Bat Cave, we've seen Peg Cave. can't be in Bonk Cave or King's Tomb, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. Beyond that, I'm not sure. Beyond, besides the tablets, where else they can check?
Yeah, no, this is an interesting wild goose chase, and oh, the bully getting some samples of epicYoshi's wares.
This time through, epicYoshi making quick work of the Gyptos.
Quick work indeed. Having a carrot sword will definitely do that. KiAliens unfortunately not getting the double Stalfos kill with the one bomb.
Another appearance for the Fuzzy. I think that's one of the best bunny beams I've seen. Maybe the 8-bit Luigi.
Yeah, the 8-bit Luigi is also a very nice touch. I'd like to point out that even though it seems KiAlien does have a very clear advantage, it's still technically anybody's game, because if the last item is boots, and boots are in a tablet that are accessible by the book, epicYoshi will have that advantage still, and still be able to take all of that time that KiAliens will otherwise have to make up.
Indeed. And Ice Palace is a bit of a slog in non-go mode, and epicYoshi has already completed that.
Yeah. In fact, at this point, the boots are really the only thing left for go mode. At least for KiAliens, if we want... Oh, wait a minute. We're seeing an attempted blind pedestal check without 2 pendants. And just like that, epicYoshi, very glad they weren't able to actually blind pedestal pull.
A question in chat from Magius asking the chances of Yoshi winning, and it's still up in the air to Magius, and I actually like that question because I checked out the standings for this group before, and Magius needs an epicYoshi victory here to stay alive in his group stage.
Oh, really?
And as viewers, you know, if epicYoshi wins, then we keep alive the idea of a 3-way super hype playoff race.
That would be super hype, actually. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, that would definitely be super hype.
And on that note, there are a couple races coming up this week. One later tonight, I believe, that is a 3-way playoff race. So make sure you check out the schedule, and we'll try to give it to you at the end here. But check out the schedule. It is, again, heading into the final bit of the group stages in the secondaries. There's going to be some super intense matches.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, also to follow up on the likelihood, right now, it's still anybody's race, despite it seeming so overwhelmingly one-sided. But that's mainly because, despite the crystal lead and the slate item lead, epicYoshi does have access to one of the items that may be more important than we realize. That book may provide information from pedestals to give us the boots. Big 20 not really leading to be any fruitful from the purple chest.
I think at this point it has to be on one of the tablets.
It's seeming to be at this point, because otherwise I really have no idea where it'd be, because we've had, between both the runners, every other location checked. Like, the only things we're missing right now are Quake, the Cape, Cane O'Brien, the Mushroom, and the Boots. And only 2 of those are technically, well, only one of those is required. And the other one's just very handy.
The others can definitely be in Ganon's tower at this point.
Yep.
But here we go. Looks like Epic is going to do Bombos.
Bombos tablet often ignored a lot in many of the races. Let's see if this pays off. Oh my god, what are those? The boots have been found. The boots were. This is actually huge. For all of you worried about epicYoshi being out of the race, consider this still officially anybody else's race.
Because that means that, ladies and gentlemen, epicYoshi, unless I'm mistaken, is he in that magical go mode?
He's still missing the lamp, so unless...
yes.
So, unless he goes through Dungeons in the Dark, he is otherwise considered in go mode, yes.
Well, we know where the lamp is. It is in Misery Mire right before the dark rooms, so he's not quite in go mode yet, but we know where it's at, and he will be able to get it.
This is a huge development. This takes the lead KiAliens had and really, really puts it on hold, and it's now diminishing every second that epicYoshi has the boots that KiAliens doesn't have the boots. This now diminishes any worries about having to take care of, well, Desert Palace. This means for all the places that you have the dashing ability, you can use that in Turtle Rock to go a little faster. Even if marginally, it still adds up. In this case, having to then go into Misery Mire to dash through things is infinitely nicer than having to walk through everything.
And KiAliens really needs to get to the blacksmith to find that book.
Yes.
As soon as he does that, that might just point him to the tablets. And he fluted
to Kakariko to go to the Dark Room.
So he might be doing that.
If KiAliens goes elsewhere, this is still going to be very good news for epicYoshi. However, if the blacksmith is next on the docket for KiAliens, this still might not be as close of a race for epicYoshi as one would hope. Oh, and we're seeing, oh, yep, nope, that's it. We are seeing Senior Frog. We're going to see development. We're going to see Hammerpeg Cave. We're then going to see Blacksmith. At that point, I wonder which tablet KiAliens is going to first.
I think Bombos is always the pick, especially with this routing. He's probably going to take the purple chest back and then be able to just check Bombos right there.
That would be the logical routing. And not much of value in the big chest right now. Over in Desert Palace. Then again, it's when you're essentially in go mode, everything else is not much of value. Oh, the hyper anger for getting the literacy.
A little frustration getting taken out on the blacksmith.
It's not our fault that you weren't able to read before this. Ooh, narrowly missing the hitbox to grab the key.
Well, we're over the 2-hour mark.
We are indeed.
And neither runner in go mode yet, although very close. I think we can officially call this a troll seed.
You know what? I will give that to you. I will say it was at least slightly, if not over the minimal threshold to be called a trolley seed. We did have required items at the very end, possibility of chests for pendant dungeons. The boots were in Bombo's tablet, which you had to go through a different quest just to be able to get the book.
epicYoshi dispatching Landmo. First one to pick up the desert crystal, although at this point it looks like it's going to be very close behind for KiAliens. And as he picks up his boots, I'll say this time I'm pretty sure he is in go mode. KiAliens go mode at 2:01:25.
2:01:25. That sounds like a plan.
KI picking up the key in desert, meaning he will no longer have the chance to be soft locked.
That was such a bold play to make early on in Desert Palace. While it didn't pan out in his favor, that was still quite the experience.
I really love that place. I saw something new, and it may not have paid out right away, but it was just, I thought it was a fantastic try.
Oh yeah, no, that was genuinely clever. Ooh, getting hit by the BMO right before entering the door. epicYoshi heading over to... Oh. Not knowing that the lamp was in the big chest, epicYoshi is going to check the Bonk Rock as well as King's Tomb, hoping for that sweet, sweet bit of light.
The funny thing about this race is, up until the moment that Epic found Book, he had to feel behind, but once he got the boots, now he has to think that, you know what, maybe I got a shot here. And he still does, of course, you know. This is certainly anyone's race still, but he may feel that he has a real shot, even though we're past the 2-hour mark.
That is very true. Also, I'd also like to point out KiAliens is going a path a little less known to be traveled and using the ice rod to kill Landmolus. That is rather surprisingly interesting.
He picks up his crystal.
And epicYoshi picks up his half magic. Definitely a worthy option to pick right there.
And KiAliens going to be heading up to G Tower, which means it is now time for everyone's favorite game, Okay, second favorite game. Everyone's favorite game has to be the puns, right?
Oh, absolutely. But yes,
What's our second
you are
favorite
correct.
game?
As per customary in the Link to the Past randomizer community, we are about to, as you were mentioning, approach Ganon's Tower. In the first half of Ganon's Tower, there are 22 chests that we may be opening before finding the big key. Feel free to guess a number between 1 and 22 on how many chests are going to be opened, or, if you are feeling extra sassy, feel free to guess the specific location. I, myself, am gonna go, as I saw it last time, not with Bob's chest, but I'm gonna go with the top left chest in the Armos Knight post room.
Well, I'm always a fan of giving the viewers what they want, and the viewers, they want tile room, don't they?
Whoa, whoa, that is a bold statement. Honestly, with this seed, I could see it actually being in one of the 4 chests at the end of the right side. So even though I'm still sticking with my Armos Knight room, or Armos Knight chest, let it be known I at least conceded that it is entirely possible that it's on the 4 chest on the right side, if I happen to be wrong.
And we'll get a good look and see where KiAliens thinks he is. If he goes right side, he may think that he's behind here.
That is entirely possible. To be fair, with the way everything progressed, I wouldn't be surprised if both players felt that they were behind. Right? There's 2 chests right off the bat. And the key, which means Rip Bob. We'll see you some other time, Bob.
Not making an appearance today.
Bob decided to go and take a day off.
And epicYoshi, he was looking to flute. He had the cursor on the 6, thought better of it, and is going to go through escape now.
Wow, that is surprisingly late to make that guess. It's painful to know. Oh, there's the cape. Oh my goodness, and right there, that was technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chests. If you guessed 6, congratulations. Your prize today, what do they win, Malagord?
They win the opportunity to follow our runners and our restreamer and our tracker.
Wow. What an honor.
And a shout out to Melee Wizard. He called the correct room, but said top left instead of top right.
Oh. I'll give you credit. That was incredibly close. That was incredibly close.
Another bottle being found by epicYoshi.
Very nice. KiAliens taking a very safe approach despite having the mirror shield.
KI with 4 keys. I think he's got plenty.
Yeah, I
In fact, I know he's got plenty.
I think it's safe to say he doesn't have to worry about it.
And of course, anything can happen here, but we do have Butter Sword. He does have silver arrows. After this climb, Aga 2 should not be much of a problem, and neither should really the Ganon fight.
Yep.
Just don't get bodied by Ganon. Don't get holed.
Yeah, don't give the pigman a hug.
And epicYoshi finally gonna make the Misery Mire play, go back in there, and he is not gonna be happy with what he finds.
Yep.
He's gonna find Go mode.
Or he's gonna forsake the big chest again in an attempt to go through the dark room. And then, in the interview, we're going to let them know very much how disappointing they're going to feel. For their sake, I hope they just find it now. Open, here's the... Oh! And the big question remains, are they gonna go straight through? Are they gonna go and just fight through it? Or are they gonna finish the rest of this? Oh, nope, it appears they're going through with it. And there's one key. KiAliens making super quick work of that Lamolus fight.
And everyone's favorite floor, using the cane strats. A trick that looks amazing when you see it on stream, but it's really not too difficult.
Yeah, no, it looks...
Same with that one.
Because of it's very specific, so it looks super impressive, but when you get it, it's super easy. And it's just... It looks too good to not seem complicated, and that's what I love about it.
Oh no! epicYoshi not gonna go and get it.
We're going to have one salty interview.
You know, I gotta say, especially with version 26, I have been in this situation in races on my own stream and just practicing off stream, where you just have that one item and it just eludes you and you realize where it was and you just want to kick yourself.
Yeah. And to give epicYoshi credit, this is not an easy room to figure out. Like, I've practiced this one on the training ROM myself, and even with my practice, I still don't often get this room without the lamp.
I have attempted it myself in practice, and I've abandoned it. I especially in this race, I know that it's not required, so I won't even attempt it. So I have to give Yoshi props for actually going in and giving it a good try.
And I gotta also, in the process, also make a note of KiAliens giving the hyper disrespect to the validation chest.
Lots of disrespect to the validation chest.
That is like super DQ. That is like ultimate Dairy Queen status.
That's DQ from the next tournament, I think.
That's like some next level DQ. You better get some good ice cream out of that.
But a great first phase for KiAliens on Aga 2. That may have even been a triple.
That might have been.
Definitely a double.
And yeah, that is some good shots.
He gets another double. And then a single, so yeah, the first one was only counted as a double, unfortunately. But he is through now. epicYoshi navigating these dark rooms very well. This is the final one, so he's gonna get through this and actually move on to Vitreous.
Did you know that land slugs or gastropods have land feelers, or have feelers or tentacles on their head for sensing, you know, things? With the amount of times I've seen that box, you'd think I would have memorized it, but no. That Buttersword making very quick work of the first phase of Ganon, and the second phase, apparently.
The cave strats saving KiAliens. And to answer your question, I honestly did not know that until I started playing a link to the past randomizer.
To
Big shout outs to whoever came up with those.
To be fair, I knew about the feelers, but I didn't know about the other stomachs. And with that, we are already in the last phase of Ganon. KiAliens, nearly falling off the cliff. Oh, and he gives a hug to Ganon!
Oh no!
Oh, but he has a fairy. He has a fairy. I forgot that fairy they picked up in Misery Mire? No. Palace of Darkness? No, Ice Palace. They fell through the thing in Ice Palace. That's right. Or was that epicYoshi? Either way, they still have a fairy. Oh, almost getting the legendary triple. And with that, Ganon has gone down. And KiAliens has finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 49 seconds. Good game. That was pretty intense.
And with that in his group, he actually will advance.
He will indeed. And just in case, I'm actually going to see if KiAliens wants to do an interview. However, they literally just said, I am screaming inside, so who knows?
I think that's a good screaming, because he knew he needed this to advance. And winning this, he had to think he was behind most of the time.
That is possible indeed. And please welcome to everything on the stream, KiAliens. KiAliens, good game and congratulations. How are you feeling?
I'm still screaming inside.
From the possibility of feeling like you were not going to place, and then suddenly finding out you actually won?
No, actually, the possibility of not finding the boots and just doing forfeit.
Oh, yeah, no, that was... Finding those boots kept both you and epicYoshi on one heck of an adventure the entire time.
Yeah, you found those, actually, epicYoshi found them first, but not long before you did, so...
Yeah, they happened to go to the, blacksmith just a little earlier. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Please go ahead.
Oh, no, don't worry. I mean, I expected, for me, to the lumberjacks, what I'm talking about, the breadsmiths, to give me the book for the boots. But I was so damn pissed when he actually gave me it. I had to disread. I cannot talk. God damn it.
No, it's okay. To be fair, that entire scene was super ridiculous. If you don't mind me asking, what was the thought for going for the Pendant dungeons? Now, granted, the Pendants Pendant dungeons had plenty of important items that were necessary for the seed. You found the gold gloves, you found Titan's mitts rather, in Swamp Palace, along with the ice rod. And even though you found, this is actually funny, you'll enjoy this. Even though epicYoshi found the golden gloves first, he actually key-locked himself by flooding the key and never went back in, and only went back in later when there were no more options. So you technically found the ice rod before them.
Oh damn, that must have sucked for him.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sitting here feeling for him, because even though we both had similar routing at the start, and then unfortunately some of epicYoshi's routing decisions really paid off, and then yours didn't, and for a little while, it seemed as if you both kept shifting between being in the lead until finally we started to see stuff that epicYoshi didn't pick up. start to come up on your tracker. And the next thing we knew, you had a significant crystal lead.
I mean, when I found the fire rod, my first thought was go to the dark pool, complete school goods, and go to Deepstone immediately.
Yeah. Which, as when you found, let's see, not the lamp, because the lamp was Misery Mire. I know you found something important in there, but that was still a very valuable option. epicYoshi ended up at the start, checked the house, saved, quit, went to Sanctuary, got some bombs, and then fell immediately into the back of Escape to pick up the hammer, and then started off in Dark World. So that was a very quick change-up in the lead, but slowly but surely, even though you still went through all the Pendant dungeons for the blind pedestal pull, still managed to take more crystals down.
I didn't know if there was something on the pedestal, but if I was going to pull it, I'm going to do it for the memes.
Yeah, we certainly appreciated that. And I'll be honest, at that point, that's where I thought you were going to find the boots.
Yeah, no, for a while we were thinking to ourselves, you know, with the way this seems, it's entirely possible that we're either going to see the boots here in a Pendant dungeon or with Trinex. And as we found out, neither of those were true. But you still went for the blind pull anyways, and we were going, why? But now that I know it was also, if you're doing it, whatever, it's for the meme, okay, I can respect that.
I mean, I was expecting the mushroom, not a piece of heart.
Oh yeah, no, that was like ultimate letdown.
epicYoshi heading into Ganon's tower now, so he never found the lamp. So,
oh yeah,
he is in go mode for himself right now, and heading in there, and we'll see how he can do.
I'm kinda questioning this logic about the lamp now. I mean, I had to check Palace of Darkness earlier. Deep down, I did not check Swamp, but why would the lamp be at Misery Mire, the key chest?
To be fair, with the places that the gloves were accessible, you could get to them and the flute before having to go into Palace of Darkness to actually continue progressing. It just happened to be the way that both of you went for trying to routing, that your choices led to believing otherwise. However, if you look at it and tried to map it out directly in a chain of items, technically you could get there.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that a lot of people don't even realize as racers. It might make sense, but when you're in the racing mentality, you are going with what is important now, or what can I get to immediately, and sometimes because of that, you overlook other things that you might not have realized if you were able to sit down and not have to worry about rushing through. That said, wow, I'm very surprised to see that the key in Ganon's tower was the 6th chest.
And I really have to give you props, KiAliens, because that play in Desert Palace, it's not one that I have ever seen before, grabbing that first key and heading back. And it didn't pay off for you in the end, but that was a very, very smart play.
Oh, thank you, yeah. I forgot to mention that.
The sequence breaking. I saw that in a race and I was like, that might help just a bit. Whenever the Desert Palace is bootleg, and I got the big key already. That would save me quite a bit of time.
And to be fair, when we saw it and we realized what you were doing, we were impressed because we had never seen that before. So good on you, because that is actually something I'm going to have to consider in a similar situation.
Oh, and also I had to go for the ice roll kills of Land Molest. I had to.
Yeah, that's what I saw. And I was going, wait a minute, Ice Rod? That's interesting. That's something not normally done. But no, that was really still well done.
Yeah, I learned that from Sakura. I saw
Oh,
her.
no kidding.
I saw her doing it in her stream, and I was like, "Wait, you can do that?"
It makes sense. It's just a little interestingly different timing because you have the delay. Oh, Epic Yoshi getting hit by the bomb when going for the safeties and getting knocked all the way back to the other side of the bridge. But yeah, it's interesting in the timing aspect, and it's interesting that you can still pull it off regardless. But nonetheless, that is super cool.
I mean, it's more like it's not really that much of a time saver, to be honest, because since the fire rod it's way faster, and the hitbox of the ice rod is quite a bit smaller. You have to hit them right in the head, or else it wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, because otherwise the amount of time you'd lose by missing the shots would end up being, showing its inefficiency, if you will.
Exactly.
But, that said, it really is something to see an effective ice rod kill on Lamolus. Everyone's always hyped for silver arrow kills, but when you put it that way, an efficient ice rod kill is very, very fun to watch.
There's always someone who has brought someone new into randomizers.
Yeah, that is true.
Epic Yoshi threw the gauntlet on the land mode 2.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh, but of course, if we're holding you back from doing anything, by all means, feel free to tell us that you have other things to do than to deal with us commoners.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm completely free.
Alright, cool. I know some people are like, yeah, I have other stuff to do. And then I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, let me keep you for 5 days non-stop. Exaggerations aside. I'm just trying to think of everything else, and, I mean... I can't really... I think I covered all of my questions. Because you ended up going through Thieves Town completely. And a lot of what Epic Yoshi did was go through and essentially half complete a lot of the dungeons and then go back to complete them later on, which did not work out as fruitful as planned.
Which item did you think was the trolliest? I thought that for you the Titan's mitts were, besides the boots of course.
Yeah, no,
the Titan's mitts were the trolliest for you.
Yeah, I was panicking about the Titan mitts, but then I was like, wait, I can head into some. What am I doing? Then I found them and I was like, I'm an idiot.
That does happen to the best of us, though. It's very easy to get caught up doing other things or trying to figure out other locations that we might have checked or not checked. And then when you see it, it stares you right in the face, clear as day, and you just go, I have no one else to blame but myself, but I'm really relieved all of a sudden.
There's one thing that actually surprised me that I didn't know.
Oh yeah?
On the Fire Pillar room at Ice Palace,
Yep.
the fact that you can hookshot to the stairs and just go through it and go down quicker than actually using the boots.
I actually never made that connection. Oh, that's really interesting.
I made it by mistake.
See, the thing is, I even saw you do that, and it didn't click in my head until you mentioned it right now. Wow. Oh, that is super fascinating. That is going to make routing in that area with the hookshot a lot easier for me. especially without boots. Because let's face it, even though it's obviously doable, no one likes to go through Ice Palace without boots.
I do.
Okay, well, then I'm wrong.
Yoshi pulling off a double on Aga 2 here. Very nicely done.
Indeed.
And another double. And he is through, going on to his Ganon fight.
Excellent.
Sometimes you wish those slashes could kill the bat.
Oh, absolutely. I think it would be great for a Randomizer is to be able to slash the bat, and if you slash it with enough consistency, you actually automatically kill the bat and warp to the credit scene.
That would be epic.
That will save so much time.
Oh, it really would. And a lot of headaches, especially if you don't get silvers and you don't have, you know, the tempered sword.
That's like one thing that will never happen in a rondo for me. I will never do a Master Sword Ganon. Never.
You know, I've done it just for kicks in the training room, and that is a lot more frustrating than people lead on to be. And let's face it, everyone doesn't necessarily say it's easy. They just say, yup, it takes a while.
Yoshi taking a death there, but he does have the fairy.
Nice. Fairy strats are always convenient for when you have to go and risk a lot of damage against Ganon. Oh, and there we are. Cape strats also being employed. Attempting cape strats with spin slash strats, not being as effective, but still working. At that point,
he is on to phase 3.
Oh, yep, you are correct. Managing to not hit him in time to summon, or to prevent the summoning of the circular fire bat.
Yeah, something you said about seeing people do Master Sword techniques. I watch Andy stream a lot.
Okay.
And he makes everything look so easy. You think, oh, I can do that. Look how easy that was. Nope, that's just not easy at all. And it really gives you respect for how difficult this game can be and how tough it is to make it look easy.
Oh, absolutely. Like, as people in this community and the tournament, we always shrug it off, going, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's this, it's that." But normally, to anybody else, this is still a heck of a lot of practice, dedication, and talent in general with hand-eye coordination and just knowledge of the actual mechanics in the game itself.
And there's epicYoshi downing Ganon. GG to him.
Indeed. And with that dot done, epicYoshi is finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 4 seconds. Also, KiAliens, nice comment adding in there, keyboard warriors for the win.
Thank you.
And, you know, Ki, you said that there's that you went for the blind pedestal poll for the meme. Well, Epic just did a meme of his own. He did the lampless run.
Oh my god, he did.
Oh damn. Props to him. That's not easy to pull off.
No, it certainly isn't.
epicYoshi's comment, how many times can one redo a dungeon?
Oh, as they're about to learn.
A lot. A lot.
Oh yeah. If you have the right seed, way too many times is the answer.
I think I know what his first question is going to be.
Where was the lamp? And we're going to be like, so about that.
Maybe he shouldn't ask that. He may not like the answer.
Yep, nope, that's not actually going to be my first question. I'm going to let him give us a little bit of his own insight before we ask stuff like, so what was the most troublesome thing there, and blah blah blah, and what caused you to blah blah blah. I'm probably going to actually mention the dive into swamp and flooding the key and not returning. But then again, they could also justify that with it being otherwise a pendant dungeon, so why would someone naturally go in for that? Alright, very soon we're going to have epicYoshi come on in, and they are going to be here momentarily. Oh, actually, they're just putting in headphones right as we speak, so soon as I see them, I'm going to move them on in to the voice chat. While we're here, I'd like to also make sure to humbly request all of you to follow our runners who have definitely busted their butts to make sure you had an entertaining race. And let's face it, that was absolutely entertaining.
And don't forget about the restreamer, Jigheart.
Of course.
And our tracker, Sabotender. Sabotender.
Zero Tender. But yeah, Sabotender. Also, don't forget to follow Malagord as well for that commentary. And that Glentai guy, I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, definitely follow that Malagord guy for some bad Link to the Past playing. You can just go and laugh as much as you want, and he'll just take it in stride.
Hey, what do you know? Same. Oh, and there is epicYoshi. Let's bring them on in.
Looks like it works.
And let's welcome epicYoshi to the stream. How are you? Good game?
Pretty good. That was a lot of redoing of my palaces, but we did it.
True, and you did it indeed.
Sorry.
It's actually slightly unfortunate because the beginning of the race, you actually had a significant lead by jumping in on Escape and the end of Escape early and heading up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, the beginning was nuts.
Yeah, it was. That was some really good gambles on your part.
You did great.
I did an interview.
I know.
Why?
But I guess
I want to drive you crazy.
But I guess the real question is, when it comes to revisiting dungeons, what was the thought process on heading out of some of them and then returning to them later? For instance, I can understand Misery Mire because lampless Misery Mire is as much of a pain in the neck as anyone could ever imagine.
Yeah, I could not do that with one bottle and however many hearts I had at the time. And with Swamp, I was just frustrated. And then I forgot to go back.
No. Yeah, no, that definitely...
that was why
happens.
I was frustrated, drowning the key.
That definitely is unfortunate.
I think we've all been there at one point, drowning that key, you know. You just get in the mode and you hit the switch and then you flip the other switch, you know, it happens.
Oh yeah, the key flood itself is definitely a frustrating moment. Actually, speaking of frustrating moments, I can only imagine the frustration you felt when you dove into Turtle Rock, only to turn out without a single ice rod.
Yeah, nothing. It gave me nothing at all.
Oh, I know, and that was rough too. Also,
if I succeeded in my Swamp Palace, it would have been such a good play.
It would have
had the ice rod.
It happens though. Like, everyone gets frustrated and then all of a sudden loses account for it. The amount of times I've done that, I assure you, it's too embarrassing to actually mention on a public record. But, nonetheless, I actually have one question for you, and I don't mean to rustle your jimmies. I want you to give me your best guess as to where the lamp was.
Oh, God.
Because
when you hear...
pedestal. No, it wasn't. I checked the pedestal.
When you hear the answer, you're probably going to internally combust.
Is it going to be Ether Tablet?
Did you ever check the Moldorm Cave?
Moldorm Cave was checked. The actual answer is the big chest in Misery Mire.
Ouch.
We were so excited for you.
You're right.
We were so excited for you.
Happy to hear.
Because when you went back in, it looked like you were going to head down to that area, and we were like, yes, yes, and then you immediately went to the rest of the dungeon. We're like, oh no!
I don't think I even realized I could get to it, but I totally can. At the time, I was like, I can't do the right side for whatever reason.
Yeah. And even KiAliens earlier was saying, how is that even technically possible, but with the routing necessary for it? Despite it being definitely out of the way and a little backwards, it was technically possible to have the lamp there. Which is also super unfortunate when that happens, because by the time you've given up looking for it, it's in a place that you end up overlooking. That's happened to a lot of us, and I just, every time that happens, my empathy just goes, oh, that poor person.
Well, that's good news, because, like, if I decided that, oh, I can't do lampless, I would have been in the area to get the lamp.
That is true. However, if it does make you feel any better, you both ended up pulling off different memes. You went for the lampless run, and Malagord went, sorry, not Malagord. KiAliens went for the blind pedestal pull.
Oh, I was considering it. I really was.
To be
like,
fair,
I can do all of them.
To be fair, we were sitting here commentating, and both Malagord and I were going, you know, it is entirely possible at this point that boots are on the pedestal. As much as we don't want that to happen, it still is a thing.
I completely thought that's what we were going to find.
The book?
The book was with the blacksmith.
Right, okay, I did that late.
Right. Funny enough, you actually did that before KiAliens.
And he got the boots just before him, too.
Yeah. It was only like a 2-3 minute difference between each other on that. You also actually ended up getting the Titan's mitts way before KiAliens actually.
That was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, like we saw that and we were like, oh wow. It wasn't until because of the way that KiAliens went in later and then full cleared the dungeon, because of course they were going to for the meme anyways.
Of course.
At that point, when he ended up opening the chest with the ice rod in that, we went, oh no, this is a huge turnaround. Go back, and I recommend you both watching the VOD, because you are going to see the constant massive momentum shifts that have been in this race. And let me assure you, that in itself just kept it intense the entire time, because even if it seemed like it was going one way or another, it was still, for the longest time, anybody's race.
What was it that pushed me to the back, though, then? If it was so close? Because there was like a 10-minute difference, I think.
By the end of it, it was an 18 or about a 17 and a half minute difference. But nonetheless, for the most part, it was, by the end of it, because of the amount of places that KiAliens cleared, they had more items to just go through. Oh, and that's another thing. Oh, I forgot to mention. KiAliens, despite heading to Thieves Town later, also full cleared it as well, and that seemed to really be the icing on the cake. Because that's when they picked up the bow, and then they decided, for the meme, might as well go through and get the pedestal dungeons out of the way, which then also led to both the gold glove and the ice rod, because at that time they were considering just not knowing where it is and giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got so lucky with my early dips. Like, it was crazy how much I had to explore. Like,
absolutely.
Maybe 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
But then it ended up being too much to explore.
Yeah, just a fantastic race all around. And I know you're probably frustrated with how many items you left, but still a great race to watch and a great show put on. GG to you.
Absolutely. And
thank you very much.
By all means, thank you. And once again, we'd like to remind you all to go and show some love to our racers and make sure to follow them on Twitch, because they ended up busting their butts. And as we found out, going through quite a heck of a lot to pull off some great memes to also give you an equally entertaining race. So make sure to go and show them some love. Make sure to give some love to our restreamer Jigheart. Make sure to go and give some love to Sabotender. And if you want to see two people that know how to talk but also play Link to the Past or Randomizer mediocrely, make sure you follow Malagord and Clentai as well.
Yeah, follow the golden pipes of Glentai here.
By all means, thank you. But nonetheless, I think we're gonna start wrapping it up soon. KiAliens, epicYoshi, do either of you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. At least this wasn't 97 minutes swordless Sith.
Oh, that does not sound fun.
That was not fun.
And you, epicYoshi?
epicYoshi is too much of a meme lord to bother saying goodbye himself, so bye everybody!
No worries, we'll accept it. Everyone has their meme lord moments. But either way, good game, have a good one, see you all around, and we will see you for the next race, if I'm correct on the schedule, 4:30?
Yeah,
Let me double check
4:30
that.
4:30
Okay.
Eastern Time right here on Randomizer Mania. And if you're looking for just the absolute most hype race, keep tuned in this week. The secondary race is wrapping up group stages, a lot of intense matches, and later tonight, 8:30 p.m., the first three-way super hype race. It's going to be in Group AB between the Panda 1016, Aaron Dobby, and Lude Dolphin, right here on Randomizer Mania 1.
And not for nothing, I do like the name Lude Dolphin. That is rather hilarious. But yes, make sure also, following up on that, to follow all of our channels on Twitch, which are Randomizer Mania 2 through 4, as well as go and make sure to show some love to Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 4 for more absolutely fantastic shenanigans and plenty of randomizer goodness.
Absolutely.
And with that, hi, I'm Glentai.
And I am Malagord.
And we want to thank you for enjoying this race with us, and we will see you later.
Bye-bye.